in the agenda. However, it just happened today, so I have to ask your opinion. Sam, I'm going to start with you first. Kerry Hyder to the Seattle Seahawks. What was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction was it was an absolute overpay for him. But you get into the contract details, it's actually a really good deal for Kerry Hyder. It's 2 years, $6.5 million, and then there's a third year with $10 million that's voidable. So it's definitely a good deal for Seattle, but I'm not too worried right now for two reasons. First of all, Kerry Hyder has not been able to succeed when not under Chris Kucerk. We haven't seen him prove that anywhere else. I think in Dallas, he wasn't with Chris Kucerk for a few years. In Detroit, he wasn't with Kucerk. So this might be a complete bust for Seattle, and I definitely think it could be right there. So I'm not too concerned for that. That's number one. Number two, we signed Samson Ebukam, who I would take any day of the week over Kerry Hyder. So in my opinion, I think he was going to go no matter what. I do think he was going to get overpaid. Didn't get too much overpaid by Seattle. I think that's a pretty good deal for him. Gets his money. I'm happy for him to get his money. But overall, it's not too big of a deal for us, in my opinion. Yes, he's in the division, which is going to hurt us a little bit because he'll know the ins and outs of the defense, specifically the defensive line, which really drives this defense. But overall, I'm not too concerned. Looking forward to it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts for that.
Oh, I don't know if this is true. Can somebody
I think he's just trolling. I think that's
okay. He's got to be. He's got to be trolling. There's no way.
I haven't seen any notification about that.
All right. Hey, nice one, Cam. I like it. Hey, Ben, what about you? Kerry Hyder.
Man, that really all caught us off by storm. I saw that in the comments as well. In terms of Kerry Hyder, I think it's pretty simple. I agree with a lot with what Sam was saying. In terms of, from a value perspective, I'd much rather have Samson Ebukam than Kerry Hyder, especially at that price. Right. That's just if he had wanted to come back on like a 1-year deal or something like that, prove it deal again, I think they would have been okay with that. But for a 3-year deal, I just don't think it makes sense for the Niners. And I think Samson Ebukam is a much better value.
Yeah, I agree with you. What about you, Eric?
Man, I wanted Hyder back. He was so productive. What do you have, double-digit sacks? 8 or 9 sacks last year?
8.5.
Yeah.
8.5. He was productive, and he was relentless. I loved his motor. So it does sting a little bit, but like you guys said, Ebukam, hopefully he'll fill that void, and, hopefully he gets double-digit sacks.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I honestly thought, as free agency was kind of progressing, I figured – all right, well, Hyder is going to be able to come back cheap. And I was actually surprised that we signed DJ Jones and didn't bring back Hyder. And I think now we know the reason why. There was a little bit more of a market than what I expected. I figured if he didn't go early, that there wouldn't be the money available to him. And I was absolutely wrong about that. It does suck, definitely seeing him go to Seattle. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't he spend a year in Seattle already and was unproductive? I could be wrong about that.
That was Dallas that you're thinking of.
Was it Dallas? Oh, you're right. It was Dallas.
Yeah.
So he was with Detroit, Dallas, us, and kind of to your point, Sam, Chris Kucerk, he was with them twice. Once with the Lions, once with us. Very productive those 2 years. He's got a great motor, but outside of that, he hasn't really done a ton. So I'm not too worried about it. It's funny because Seattle loves to pick up kind of our scrap pieces, don't they?